Welcome to this episode of Strive for Success. I'm your host, Hannah Mears, and today we take a closer look at a restaurant and bar where music quite literally takes center stage. Located in historical East Liberty, the Bridge Music Bar is the newest live music venue in Pittsburgh. Today, I speak with female business owner and Army veteran Susan Coe as she shares her journey on what it took to bring this place to life. Strive for Success starts now.
There's nothing you can't accomplish in life with the right amount of work.
There's a level that you've always dreamed about. It is real. It has not gone away.
If something is important enough, you believe in it enough that you do it in spite of fear.
Everything I ever did, the thing that I heard out of people's mouth was, that's impossible. That can't be done.
To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
It's not our intention to satisfy our customers or to please our customers. Our intention is to amaze them.
Success is not the result of making one good choice. It demands education and passion and commitment and persistence and patience.
Welcome to this episode of Strive for Success, our small business series featuring the Bridge Music Bar. I'm sitting down with establishment owner Susan Coe, and Susan, the minute I walked in the doors here, I thought to myself, this place is unlike anything I've ever seen in Pittsburgh. It's such a cool vibe. There's so many places you want to check out. Some seem even a little secretive. It's so fun to be in this environment. So how good does it make you feel to know that that's the first impression that some of us got walking in here today?
Oh, that makes me feel so good. And it's a pretty typical response from the people who walk in here. I spent a lot of time in the design and paying attention to the detail of all the elements here so that, I would elicit that kind of response from people. So it was a true labor of love and a long process.
So you were the one who designed every element of this?
I did.
That's incredible. Have you had design experience in the past, or was this sort of just from the heart of what you felt needed to fill all these little spaces?
It was, I just am good with vision. I did that with my previous business at Peace, Love, and Zen. And again, it was the same thing. It was all my design, and this was as well. And I really tried to just pay attention to all the little things that would make us stand out from everyone else.
You mentioned vision. Let's go back to the beginning. Where did this vision for the Bridge even begin?
Actually, the vision for the Bridge began about 10 years ago. When I first ever stepped into this location, this particular spot has been vacant since about 2005. And in 2012, I saw it for the first time, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I loved all of the old, and I knew I could create something that sort of combined the old with the new to give it just a more modern flair. And I always said if I was ever going to open a bar or move my existing bar, that this was going to be the spot, never knowing that it would actually ever come to fruition.
So you've had experience then with owning establishments in the past, talking about a bar, or is this more of your first big take in the industry? I
mean, this is definitely a bigger take in the industry for sure. I've been in live music. I had a live music restaurant and bar for almost 20 years. And then it was like through COVID that we started to have problems, and that's where this was born.
So with the live music part, that's what I'm really interested in, because you have different acts that perform here all the time. Were you always interested in music, or was it based off of owning a place that had music before that you felt the appeal?
Both. I got into the music part. I just really am a big supporter of the arts. I love the music. Our artists that we have come in here are all do all original music. They might throw in some covers, but it's pretty much all original music. So I love providing a space for the artists to really hone their skills and expose themselves to everybody.
What's the response been for people who have wanted to come here and play? Have you had trouble finding acts at all? Or, if I was somebody, I'd want to play on the stage behind us.
Yeah, that hasn't been a problem at all. And it, when you have a space like this, I've really paid a lot of attention to the sound system. So I knew that the musicians would love coming to play here, and the response has been phenomenal. All of the bands really love it. Finding the bands is not the problem. The work in progress is finding the people to come and listen to the bands.
So something, though, that was a work in progress was trying to open a business during a pandemic. And I know a lot of business owners have felt that struggle, but I want to know your personal experience with COVID and the challenges that it brought bringing this place to life.
Yeah. Well, so when we started, so let me go back and to my original business of Howlers in Bloomfield. I was having some landlord issues over there and could not secure another long-term lease. And so I immediately talked to my existing landlord for my other business in East Liberty and secured this space here. So I had a month-to-month lease in Bloomfield, and then I secured this spot with the hopes of just kind of relocating that business over here. And then COVID hit. So this was like 1 month after everything. And so I shut down the other business, and this was sort of put on hold. And I really didn't know what was going to be the future. And at that time, it wasn't the bridge. It was just going to be relocating my existing business. Then so much time had passed. And as I decided that we would ramp back up, that's when we decided to do the live music still, but sort of change it a little bit and just have a whole new concept, basically.
Coming up with a new concept in COVID, let alone just bringing a new place to life during the time, that's a big feat for somebody to take on. And someone as a single business owner and a woman in this industry, you're such an inspiration for everything that you've made come to life. So being a woman business owner and someone who started this establishment, where do you think the challenges were in that, but also the rewarding feelings in that as well?
Oh, it's so rewarding, and it's also so challenging. Being a woman in business just comes with its own separate set of challenges. In many ways, it's still kind of a man's world out there. I see things transitioning a bit, but it is hard sometimes. And many times, men don't always take you seriously as a woman business owner. But generally speaking, it's been wonderful. I've worked with a lot of great people through this whole process, and it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
And I know it's making you emotional, and as it should, because when we have a vision and finally see it come to life, it should be emotional. And It's okay to show that raw emotion. It shows why you're so passionate about it, and it shows why people should come to this establishment. You poured your whole heart and soul into it. So let's let everybody know, when they walk into the bridge, what are they getting? From the food to the drinks to the music to the lounges, what does the space really provide?
Yeah. The main thing it provides is the music. The foundation of this business is the music, supporting the arts, supporting the musicians, and then creating a great place for the community to come and listen to music and enjoy themselves. We have a great kitchen manager, great chef, and we're constantly thinking about changing different things in our menu. We have a great cocktail list. We have great bartenders who have been amazing at creating all these wonderful cocktails. And those are things that are going to change every quarter, like our cocktails and our food and so on and so forth. So it's going to be different every time you come. And we cater to all different genres of music. We do stuff early in the day and then later at night. So it's a different vibe every time you walk in here, basically.
And I saw that there were signs when I walked in that there's an awesome happy hour as well. So tell everyone what the happy hour is.
Well,
and
everybody should come to our happy hour because it's basically half off of everything. So how can you go wrong with that, right?
You can't. I will be here for the half off happy hour and probably stay till the lights come on at the end, because I know that the musical performances will be absolutely spectacular. I mean, I got to walk around here as well, and I saw that there's a downstairs and an upstairs element, which makes it feel so cool and secretive. There's different places that you can explore when you come in. So what are the other elements in here? What are they?
So down in the basement space, we have what we call the River Lounge. So it's just more loungy space where, if maybe you want to have conversation, we have TVs down there. So if you want to watch sporting events, you could throw darts down there. That's also our private event space. So we've been having a lot of response for people wanting to hold parties here and private events. And then we have our outdoor space, which is amazing too. We have about 1,200 or 1,400 square feet of outdoor patio space, which is amazing as well. it's just a nice atmosphere. And late at night, we are allowing people to like smoke cigars out there, unlike anywhere inside here.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I think it caters to all seasons, which is fun too. It transforms the space in the warmer months, but also it's not limiting the space when it's cold outside.
Correct.
So everyone can come at all times, all seasons, and see the space, which is so much fun.
Yeah.
And you're even talking about having different parties downstairs too. So that caters to an entire different audience. You really thought of everything.
Yes, I guess.
She can brag a little, a humble brag. But when I come here and I'm someone and I would love to enjoy a cocktail and a plate of food and listen to some music, what's the cocktail I have to order and what am I ordering off the menu? I know it may change, but right now, what am I ordering from my cocktail and my dinner?
Wow, they're just like, there's no wrong choices, I have to say. Like all of the food menu is, you know, pretty limited. We have maybe 12 or 15 items, but they're all really, really good. We've gotten great feedback about the quality of the food. Mm-hmm. The cocktail list is amazing. I'm kind of partial to the painkiller. I'm not even sure what's all in there, but it is delicious and it has a nice pineapple on it. So
it's cute and it tastes good. Yeah. I'm here for it. I will be ordering one of those. That's tick on my list. But you've also had a soft opening experience and then you've had the grand opening. So from those experiences, what were the most rewarding parts that you saw come to life for you?
You know, every day I've just really enjoyed watching the musicians perform. That's really where like my heart is with the musicians and supporting what they're doing because they're so talented and everyone should hear them. So that's been the amazing thing for me, and just having, you know, the people come in and see them really enjoying, having good food, good drinks, listening to the music and having a good time. It just really warms my heart.
As it should. Yeah. And again, we talk about the emotional feel of all of this, but when somebody walks in here, what are the hours that they can expect to be open and be here and hang out in this space? Yeah,
we're open at 4 o'clock every day and we stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning every night. On the weekends, we open at 11. We're starting in September. We're going to kick off a brunch every Sunday, and we have a lot of great things to accommodate that brunch. We're doing like a drag brunch. We're doing an acoustic brunch. I think we're doing burlesque. So lots of wonderful things coming up.
I am going to need a calendar to mark all of this down because those are all things that I really enjoy getting to see. And I mean, you've seen the movies, you watch the TV shows. This place is bringing it all to life. I am just enamored with everything. I feel like this conversation, I'm just learning something new. It's not just a music bar. It's not just a restaurant. It has everything, and you're appealing to such a wide variety of an audience. So if there's any advice out there that you have for other business owners, female business owners in particular, owners of businesses that have gone through challenges of global pandemics, what is some big words of advice and wisdom that you have for them?
Stay determined, and you have to have passion for what you're doing, because that's the only thing that will get you through some of the days. It's a labor of love no matter what business you open, I think, but having passion and determination and know that, you know, this too shall pass and you'll get past this rough time and there'll be happier times moving forward. Yeah, but it's not easy.
No, and you're somebody, though, who strikes me as being so positive. You talk about the hours of business here, but for you, this is full time. I mean, it's so hard to think that you may be having to take some of this home with you. So there has to be a work-life balance that I'm really curious to learn about. So when we come back, we will hear about how she balances being a female business owner and making sure that this establishment runs smooth even when she's not here so she can take a bit of a break. That's right after this. Welcome back into our Strive for Success small business series as I sit down with the Bridge Music Bar owner, Susan Coe. Susan, I have to know, it's hard to not want to take everything home with you and sort of have your hands on everything 24/7. So how are you balancing this work-life business, female-owned business, nonetheless, when you go home to make sure that you're not overwhelming yourself?
Yeah, that's a big challenge for all business owners, I presume, especially, in a new business. I've been working hard at this business for over a year, actually now, a whole year before we opened our doors. It's just super important to have, the key, I think, is having a great staff around you. When you surround yourself with really great people who support and are aligned with what your visions are, it makes it a lot easier. It's also extremely important to just, make sure you do the self-care and make sure you take time for yourself. So I definitely make sure I do that. I don't do too much, but I do what I can. And it is like 24/7. It's not too much of a break. I mean, I've been here pretty much every day this month, except 2, I think. So it's a real challenge, but it's doable because I know that it won't be like that forever.
And you talked about the staff. I'm curious how different an interview may be here because you have to make sure that they share that same vision and passion for the music and arts that you share. You want to surround yourself in a business you're so passionate about with other people that share those same values. So what's been so unique about the process of picking the staff that works here?
Well, the staff here, they all seem to subscribe to the music and love music, and many of them are actually musicians. My staff has come with a lot of great experience. I've been just super blessed in that regard, that all the right people have sort of come to me.
Have you had anyone that's been a really good collaborator to spark new ideas for you or find ways that can take this place up a notch as well?
Everybody. Everybody here, has their input and their thoughts, and we have like round robin conversations all the time with ideas and what we think might work. And I, as a business owner, I'm really just open to all ideas, and I always tell my staff I'm never married to any idea. So if we have an idea and it doesn't work, then we move on to the next thing.
Have you come to the moment yet where you've got to sit down, maybe at the bar and had a cocktail yourself, take a deep breath and say, I did it, after everything that you've had to go through?
Every day. Every day. It's just been amazing.
And you can tell on your face how rewarding the whole process has been, but there's also this incredible stage behind us. I mean, the lighting, the presentation, this is awesome. It looks like somebody could come in here and shoot a music video if they wanted.
Yeah,
so are you going to get up there and perform at all?
I don't think so.
Okay. So you're not the one performing. You're just going to be behind the scenes making sure.
I always say I think I was a singer in a former life or something.
There you go.
Because I really, really do love the music and I love the arts and I love supporting them. And, some of these kids are traveling, all over the place and, make a stop here to play. So, we like to make them feel as welcome as possible. Sometimes they come here and, they might be playing to 5 or 10 people. And so that's challenging in and of itself. So we just always try to support them and make them feel welcome and make them feel at home. And, so they want to come back and they have a good experience as well.
From someone like you who has had different businesses and seen what a different space could provide for the community, how does live music impact people that walk through the door here rather than just having a DJ or just some music playing in the background?
I think that live music really heals the soul, and it just, unites people in a way that I don't know that any other thing really does. And they come in and they, really enjoy. They can get a bite to eat, have a drink, and, appreciate these artists. They're really amazing. I've really had a great opportunity this time. When I opened up my first business and we were doing music, I didn't get an opportunity to enjoy it as much as I would have liked to because I was actually pregnant with my daughter. And so I was a single mom through all that time. So, it was a real juggling act to try to, be a good mom and be a business owner. And I had to really delegate and give up a lot of control. So this has really been giving me an opportunity to really, really enjoy this type of business a lot more. So this is just, this is just like the pinnacle of my life at this point.
Does it feel even more rewarding knowing that you're not just a female business owner, but a single mom as well? I mean, I feel like that speaks to a whole different audience out there and really inspires a lot of them with the challenges that brings. So please speak to that experience a little bit more.
Yeah, being a single mom, being a business owner, those are both super challenging things to go through. It's really about surrounding yourself with a great team of people and really learning how to delegate and give up control and have faith that they're going to do the right thing. And I always just have the mentality that no matter what decision anyone makes, it's never earth-shattering. It can be fixed. The world isn't going to come to an end because, you made the wrong decision. So I think that's a big point. And I think a lot of business owners struggle with giving up that control.
You started in business, you've had businesses before, but the raw emotion I keep feeling from you when you talk about this space in particular, what is it about this space that makes you so emotional and so attached to it?
I feel like this is the first time that I've really put my signature on something. The first business was an existing business that I bought, and I kind of had to inherit a lot of the things that were going on there. And then when I opened up my wellness center, it definitely has my signature on it. But I worked really closely with my landlord on that project. And so I learned a whole lot. And so when I took on this project, it was like I was on my own. And so it was a big deal. And, for the past year, we've been working on this. And probably one of the most challenging things is like, I was working with men all day long. And there was one girl that was part of one of the teams. And when she came in, she was such a welcome sight for me to see another female, because I was just working around all men all the time. But this place really, really has my signature on it. Like, it just screams my name for me when I walk in here.
And you can tell it is personality in every square inch of this place, for sure. So congratulations on all your success so far. And you have had one heck of a journey, it seems like. So I have to ask this question, what's next for you?
What's next for me? Well, I think first off, I want to get this place up and running and, running like a fine oiled machine that I know it can be, and get people in here enjoying it. At that point, who knows? The world is my oyster.
Absolutely. And a staple of our Strive for Success Small Business Series is we want to ask all of our small business owners their tips for success, because you sure have something special here. So what are your tips for success to everyone else out there who might want to be taking on a task like you did?
That you can be and do anything that you want to be, and you just have to be determined and often very creative in finding ways to get there. It's not always easy, and a lot of people will quit, but if you quit at every hurdle, you'll never get there. So there's lots of hurdles to jump over, and you just have to keep clearing them, and if you don't clear them, you just keep trying and trying and trying. Determination is really, really a key element.
Those are tips I can use in my daily life for sure. So thank you so much, Susan, for sharing your space with us. You're so
pleasure.
Passionate about it, and it really comes off as your baby. This is your heart, your soul. You can feel it when you walk in here. I encourage everyone to come check out the Bridge Music Bar and the experience that it is. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of our Strive for Success Small Business Series.